So with that top piece of trim taken out, I might get away with just turning the steering wheel. So I'm gonna unlock the wheel and turn it, and I can probably just about get to the screw in there now. And it actually feels like a bolt. Let me just figure out what that is. So it turns out the little bolt that's holding the airbag on is actually a 5.5mm. So I'm just gonna undo these. There's one this side of the wheel, then I'm gonna spin the wheel, undo the other one, and then the airbag should come off. Alright, that's both those bolts now loose, so hopefully, unless there's a third, this should come off. There we go. Then we've just got the airbag wire that goes to the airbag, obviously. Very carefully, we don't want any explosions. There we go, one airbag off. I hate messing with these things. You never know if they're just going to explode on you. So from what I can see, I need to pull these two spade connectors off, the black and the red. Put the wheel in a straight position, so I'm going to have it about there. Undo the nut, and hopefully the wheel should just come off. These spade connectors are actually really weird. They're not just a normal sort of push on, they've got this little release clip on them, where you have to push this down. I use my key, or you can use a screwdriver. You have to push that down to release them. I've never seen anything like that before. But they're now off, so I think the last thing remaining is just the centre bolt. You can see I've got the steering wheel now in the centre position, and it's locked in position as well, so the wheels can't move. I've got a 3/8 long ratchet extension and a 15mm socket for the nut in the middle. Shouldn't be too tight, I wouldn't have thought. Oh, wasn't even tight at all. So now I'm going to try and pull the wheel off. I'm just going to grab it both sides and just, oh, there we go. Pull it off. Something's keeping it on though. I've got a plug at the back. So as you know, I took the top plastic off, this one up here, but it turns out I had to take the bottom one off, which was just 3 screws, nice and easy. This piece, 1, 2, 3, and that just pops off. And then on the side here, this like immobilizer type thing sits on the key like that, and there's a screw there to take out, and then there should be a screw this end, but someone's just cable tied it on. So there'll be a screw there to take out, and then I've also had to unclip the wire that goes to the clock spring on the wheel to get that off as well. So now, with all that done, I should be able to just pull the wheel off. I'm just going to do it one-handed, and the whole clock spring assembly and stuff should come off with it. There you go. And now we have the wheel off. For some reason that doesn't come off separate. Usually the wheels I've taken off before, they don't come off with the spring thing on the back like that. They don't usually do that, so just be warned that that does happen, and you have to take that much apart to get to this stage. So now that we've got it off, we can get this thing prepped to be painted. So I'm just going to mask up all the bits that I don't want to get painted, and then I'm going to clean the red areas with some nail varnish remover just to clean up any grease or dirt, and then we'll get spraying. Alright, there we are. After about 10 minutes of masking, we are now blue and red. I actually quite like the blue and red look. It's kind of cool. But like I said, I'm just going to prep the areas with some nail varnish remover and just give it a wipe down, just get rid of all the grease and dirt. And then we shall spray this thing red, and hopefully it comes out alright. Okay, so I've got my nail polish remover, and all I'm going to do is just use a microfiber. Put a little bit on there. And just see how much dirt's on there. Imagine all the hands and stuff that have been on this wheel. Ugh, disgusting. What's good about this stuff, like nail varnish remover, is it dries so quickly. You haven't got to worry about sort of it being embedded into the leather, because it just dries out. It's what I use to clean if I'm painting something, like even like plastics or anything like that. I usually use nail varnish remover because it's cheap, easy to get hold of, get it from your local shop. Now, usually when you paint something, you have to sort of key it up, but you can't really key leather because you'll start to lose that texture and that shape, and I don't really want to be sanding that down. So I'm just going to hope that this paint sticks to it how it is. We're now clean and prepped. I'm going to hang it on the washing line and put the first coat on, and we'll see how we get on. There you go, that's the first coat. It's actually coming out really, really nice. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but that's one coat and it's already very, very red. I don't imagine that's going to take long to dry in this heat because it's like 26 degrees today. But that is already looking lovely, and it's a really nice red as well. I thought it was going to be too dark, but that's actually a really nice red. Okay, here we go. This is 4 coats of that vinyl paint, and as you can see, it's covered every single bit of the faded leather, and it's actually come out in a very, very nice red. Not too bright, just what I was looking for. Now I did get a bit of overspray in the middle and also a little bit of overspray on the top, but I'll try and wipe that off with some of that nail varnish remover in a minute. But the middle doesn't matter so much because that's where the airbag is going to go, so that's not a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and peel the masking tape off, and then we will go ahead and fit this back onto the car. There's the first look of what it looks like with the black and the red contrast. That looks really nice actually. I am well happy with that. Okay, there we go, there's all the masking tape removed. Had to remove a little bit of overspray from the top of the wheel just there, but the nail varnish remover took that off no problem. And as you can see, this wheel looks 100 times better than it did. That red has come out absolutely beautiful. As you can see, I've got all the texture back in the wheel, and it has covered it absolutely lovely. So much for this stuff not covering leather. It's done an absolutely fantastic job on that, front and back, look. And where the masking tape was, it's just a nice clean line there from the black leather to the red. And that is going to look so good put back on there. So that's what we'll do now. Get this all fitted back up and I'll show you it when it's all put back together. Okay, we have got, the wheel is on, the plastic trim is on, both the bottom and the top bit is all buttoned up around there. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tighten this nut down, and then we can go ahead and put the airbag back on, and that'll be job done. Now this wasn't very tight anyway, so I'm not going to do it too tight. That should be plenty. Oh my goodness, would you look at that? How good does that look right now compared to what it looked like? Wow, I am in awe. So good. So I may have got a little bit too excited and put things back together a bit too quickly. I forgot that to tighten the bolts up for the airbag, you need to have that top plastic piece off. So I've just gone ahead and taken it off again so we can tighten the bolts up for the airbag. Okay, there we are, the airbag is all bolted up, the plastic is all put back together. We are officially done. I've just got to hook the battery back up, but you haven't got to see that. Just going to make sure the horn and stuff still works. I cannot believe how good it looks and how good it feels. It's already pretty dry. I'm going to leave my windows open for a little while whilst the paint fully cures, because otherwise it's going to get really fumey in here. But it's hot enough now that this is probably going to fully cure before the end of the night. So there we go, that is job done on the Fiesta steering wheel. I think it looks absolutely insane, and it now makes the rest of the interior of the car look so drab and dreary. So I think I'm going to have to spruce some other bits up in the interior to sort of make it match the steering wheel now. But shout out to Ryan Bamford. I'll leave his Instagram on the screen right now. He was the one that gave me the idea. He was the one that linked me to the stuff from Halfords. I'll leave a link in the description to the paint if you want to do this to your steering wheel. It doesn't have to be a Fiesta. If you've got coloured leather on your steering wheel, this would work on that. Don't read the can and assume that it won't work on leather, because it does. Time will tell whether this stuff is gonna last. I don't imagine it's gonna last forever, but hopefully it will last long enough, and I can always do it again in the future. If it lasts a year or two, that'd be absolutely fantastic. It really does liven up the interior, and because you hold the steering wheel and you're looking at the steering wheel most of the time while you're driving, it's really nice to have it looking so fresh and so clean. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Hopefully it helps some of you out if you're looking to do the same, and I'll see you in my next video.